Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of Modded Survival on the Phoenix server. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, and that's because I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work on various things. So, first of all, obviously, after last time, we needed to produce plutonium, which meant we had to run uranium reactors quite a few cycles, and that's now been done. So it's quite a few days later after that. But we also have a bunch of U matter now, as a result. We've got nearly 6 buckets of it. Which is a pretty decent amount, at least for this stage. I think I have this off at the moment, don't I? Yeah. So I obviously installed a drum because I wanted to store it. I fixed the distilled water system because I actually noticed that, well, it's very hard to tell, the colours are slightly different on distilled water and regular water, and actually this pipe had actually filled up with water. So I had to move the other pipe off to the side here because I couldn't get them to go next to each other in the end. So that's happened. Oh, my steel's finished. Nice. I was processing some steels last time because I wanted to upgrade the crusher. So, crusher has now got a better chassis on it and a couple of upgrades. They're pretty cheap. I mean, just motor and some machine upgrades. Things I already have because I've got the blast furnace. Normally I'd need like an alloy furnace from a Makercraft, but because we have the blast furnace, there are no worries there. So that's the thing. I haven't upgraded the plateformer. But the main thing I've been doing, while waiting for all of that to happen, is establishing a new base. Or location, anyway. So, that base is obviously a good sort of starting area, but I want to have a properly sort of laid out base, so I've been planning out this area here. So I've been using this cobblestone and marble, which I had just using a chisel. Got one back at the base to do that with, and this is what I've got so far. So, if I come downstairs, my current plan is to have a controller in the middle here somewhere, which I'll probably set up this episode, and a power room over here, which can have the reactors in it. It's got 2 lines coming out of it. Now, my current idea is that I'm going to use P2P tunnels from Applied Logistics to carry RF down there and EU this way, up to the top where I'll have machines and whatnot. But by having P2P tunnels, I can obviously just tap into the system anywhere to get power if I need. And we'll also have one connecting up to the controller here. I did find out off camera that you can actually use EU to power controllers, which is something I didn't think was possible. So that'll be useful. So I'll just hook up an EU tunnel to here somewhere. And then we'll have the RF machines up the top. So the reason I want to use P2P is because EU cables obviously lose power over distance, whereas the P2P tunnels don't. So that's a good advantage. It's not very much power. It's like, yeah, it's like a 40th of an EU per block, which is like basically nothing. But at the same time, I would like to minimize it as much as possible, especially since I can. So off camera, I have also prepared. I've been mining a bunch, so this is why we have all the stuff. I've been preparing engineering processes because I knew I was going to do this. Just want to do it on camera. So make some controllers from Applied Logistics. I'm going to make 8 of them for now because that seems reasonable. I could make more. Do I want to make more? I could do 16. I could do. I don't have enough skystone, do I, to do that? No. Well, actually, I probably do. Okay, we'll do 16, and then another 4. It would be. Oh well, okay. I've already overdone that. Whoops, me not paying attention. Whatever. Put that away. So that is going to be a nice square block controller. Oh, we want to make some P2P tunnels. We need a bunch of these. I don't know how many. 10, fine, that'll do. Do I need more? My typing is very weird today. I need a calculation process, damn it. Well, luckily I prepared a bunch of pure Certus quartz, because I didn't have much quartz, so I said, we're going to need more, right? I'm actually going to probably put a fair few through, actually. Press. Got these calculation press? Yeah, there we go. redstone, quarter of that, silicon. Do I already have silicon? I do. Good. So I don't need to inscribe that. Working switchboard. Something about. Oh, crafting controller. Right. Yeah. First time crafting controllers on this particular thingy. Instruction cards, awesome. Put that away. These don't take too long, but longer than no time. That's all. It's the only one I actually need right now, so we'll get a couple more going. I need one memory card for these. I don't think I need anything else yet. I suppose I should probably pick up the reactors, but I think I want to set up the actual, like, basic design of the system first, I guess. That'd probably be ideal. We are going to want a bunch of logic processors, actually, now I think about it, because we do need to set up a proper storage system, because obviously the one we've got there is fine for now, but there are ways of doing it that use less channels. So, in applying logistics, obviously the new balancing mechanic is the channel system, which means you can't just plug things into your system, you actually need to design it properly. I didn't bring any building materials with me. So having channels means that you actually have to plan out your system properly, which is perfectly fine because, you know, it's a good thing, I think. Adds a bit of challenge to it. And I actually really enjoy it as a system. I think it's one of those ones where it's like, if you understand what you're doing with it, then it's actually quite a lot of fun. But if you don't, then, well, you're probably going to want to turn it off, which is fine because you can. I already have torches, but I personally really like it as a system, so I will definitely make use of it in this. But you can obviously get hold of more channels using the sub-networking feature, because a normal network always has 8 channels before you plug a controller in. So if I'm doing what, like a cube controller. Fortunately, the ceiling is 6 high, so it's not exactly ideal. Fine, we'll go up. I'm pretty sure this type of controller is going to be fine to use, right? Would have thought. Oops. Obviously. Okay, whatever. So, right, so the thing about controllers is that they, obviously, each face of them provides 32 channels directly, which is quite a lot. This is obviously not a brilliant controller design. It's pretty terrible, to be honest. But it still provides me a lot of channels to work with, which is good, obviously. I didn't bring the cables. I'm terrible today. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so we've got some cables now. So, ideally, we're going to want to obviously power up this object, this thing, somehow. So, to do that, I'm thinking. So if my cable's going to be running under here, right, they're going to go through these and up behind these pillars, which is my current situation. So if I take these and I go like that, so they're obviously going to run all the way up to the top there at the end of this. But I'm also going to want to bring a wrench. Oh well. We're also going to have to go this way. Yeah, we should install some big tiles here to make this look a bit better. So these are going to run out the back here, and they're going to go there, and I'm going to plug in the power to each of them as they go. But we need to obviously get them connected up in the middle here in some way so that we can connect them to the system, essentially. It's the main plan here. So I'm just going to sit here and then we'll just hook up the connectors to them. I think I could probably even put the PTB tunnels on now. So these are going to go here. So it'll pump RF into this one and EU into that one, and that'll work nicely. And then the cables come out the side here, and we probably want to bring them together underneath the path, I would think. I'm not getting these cables back when I break them, am I? Oh well, that's fine, doesn't really matter. So we'll bring them together under here, I think. I know there are all the facade options, but I don't want to use them if I can avoid it, because they are bad for rendering speed, and I want the space to be relatively efficient in terms of its performance, as well as its actual design. Yeah. So this is a reasonable structure here. And then obviously the cable will run up this way. It will go there, and it will also... what it is going to do is it's going to... I am getting the cables back. Excellent. Okay, that's going to go there. And we are also going to use a... see, I probably want those on the main network, don't I? These P2P tunnels will need to be on the main network, I think so. This is obviously going to be an EU power tunnel, which is going to go from there to here. So this, in fact, is going to be connected to the main network, like so. I'll use dense cables later on, but I don't have any dense cables yet, so that is the current setup. And we'll also jumpstart this with just a battery, just to get it going, because these need power when they get started. So, let us head back to the base, and we'll deconstruct one of the reactors, and we'll get it plugged in. And we'll have it start providing us power, as we would want to. So let's see. Deconstruct. Take all this stuff away for now. So we need to fill up our inventory with reactive elements. Ideally. We have a wrench, that's good. Can do that. And we're going to want some glass fiber cables, because we need to link up the P2P tunnels properly. So let's deconstruct one of these reactors for now. It's useful being able to do that. We'll just get one running down there, and that'll give us power. Do I have another... Do I have another crafting terminal? No. Do I have another terminal? No. Well, we can probably make one quickly, can't we? I'm going to want a few, after all. So, logic processor, of course. Fine, just process a bunch of them. Okay. Press. Logic press, sure. Boop. And then you and that. Let go away for now. We'll just get those ready to go for when we come back to it. So I've set up the reactor down here now. I did bring building blocks. Excellent. I'm going to do everything wrong today, aren't I? This is going to be a bit of a weird episode, probably, because I'm not exactly doing much. I'm just moving. Which, to be fair, in modded is kind of a lot of what there is. But, well, just in Minecraft anyway. Just designing bases is kind of what we do. But we have a little bit more to work with. Let me check. That's fine. So we probably want to put these here, I would think. Actually, no. I'm going to put it back even further than that. It's going to go there. Because if I want to put like a block there, like an MFSU, or an MFSU on this side, a energy cell on the other side, we're going to want to make sure that, that we can, in fact, run a power line along this wall and to then plug in the machines in front of it. I think that was my current plan for things. So that's that set up. This one I can't link yet because I don't have the a cable from the RF mod to quickly do that with. I'm going to set up this reactor, and I'll set up a cable facade for that. So the first reactor is going to go there. I think I said I was going to do when I was planning it. Not always the best at remembering my plans. They exist, I'm just not always sure I remember them. So, reactors on the things, like so. And we'll run the cable down through here. It's going to go... I have another reactor in front of it, so it's going to go here, I guess. And obviously if we do this, we can actually extend the wall back if we need. So we'll run this wire up to... I'm actually going to do is put it underground, the floor here. Yes, we are precariously positioned above a cave. It is very annoying, I will say. And then this is going to go this way. And then up here. Stop the view there. Doesn't really matter. Right, plug that in. Cool. Right, let's redo the reactor design then. So, where's my thing for that? Okay, cool, that looks right. So, this reactor's going to be a bit different because this is obviously going to be running off MOX fuel, which is like plutonium basically. Makes it like a bit better. An ideal situation. I'm probably going to move this cable down even further actually, now I think about it. Because this is going to frustrate me. Having to walk on it. Okay, cool. There we go, that's better. No. Looks better now. We don't have to worry about lighting as well. Good. So, reactors there, we're going to put the fuel cells in and then we'll get it going. So, I'm also going to want some cable anchors and, not cable anchors, cable facades for marble and, what's it called? Chiseled stone. So, let us go set that up. So a lot of zombies just chilling in this area, isn't there? Right, so we need cable facades, which are just cable anchors around those. Easy enough. And a couple of these. Cool. I'll grab some of these anchors back, so I'm going to need them, I think. Probably not at this stage, because I'm not doing anything massively technical yet. It's pretty worked out already. It's not exactly it's not crazy yet. I'm just doing very simple stuff at the moment. Terminal. Crafting terminal, awesome. Get that plugged in and we'll be able to start crafting over there soon enough. So, next, let's make some MOX fuel. I need... Oh, I didn't put my bloody fucking hazmat suit on. Why am I like this? Okay. Right. Continuing on. Oh yeah. Let's put the hazmat suit on. Oh my gosh. If I can do that. I know that's always going to happen. Right. Let's try that again. God damn it. That was going to happen eventually. I do that so often. I mean, I've done it twice now with this guy. I've done it a few times with my other guy. On single players stuff. I'm so used to having a quantum suit later on, which we'll be able to make soon, but I say soon, not soon at all, but yeah, that's our next major goal, I suppose, within industrial craft. Got 5 of those. I am actually going to wrench off the MFSU. You just had to fall down there, didn't you? Okay. Wrench off the MFSU. I'm also going to grab this fuel cell, this energy cell here. In fact, can I just make a new one? They need a thing for them, don't they? So I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna grab the chrome power. You keep your power, don't you? Yes, you do. Cool. So that I'm downstairs. The FSU is going to go top of this P2P tunnel that's here. I should have done the memory card first, but I have to do this in reverse order because otherwise it's not going to work. Just connect that to there. Also going to put the facade on now. It goes there. So as you can see, it sort of hides it in the wall, which is nice. It's not the best, but it works pretty effectively. I can't put a facade on that, I just realised. It's not a cable. Bastard. I've got to take that off, don't I? Then I can put a thing. The other cool about these is they do connected textures, which is definitely fancy. So connect there. And also connect up to here. So now I can plug an MFSU in, like so, and this will get charged up by the reactor, in theory, once the network's on. So I need to turn the network on, which I can do quite easily with an energy cell for now. So I'll just plug in, I don't know, there. Cool, power is stored and we're generating power. So if I now look in this, I can turn on that. Boop, and we'll generate 600 E per tick. Not great, as you can tell. But the thing you can do with this is you can actually, if I take this out, I can take out 4 of these. And it will slowly heat up. More power. I need to get it up to, what is it, 85% approximately. Should be doable. I think I can shift click these in, can't I? Yeah. So I'll get this up to like 85% approximately. I do remember this being easier, but there's so much you can do about it. Just gonna put these back in and then do that. And then stack them. There we go, that will work better. Right, then I need to click once. Right, so put it back on. So when this hits about like 84-ish%, I can then chuck these in. The reason why I don't want to go too hot with it, well, if I go above 85, it will explode. But the higher I get, the more power it makes. I don't want to explode the reactor if I can avoid it. But as you can see, we're producing a lot more power than we were before. It's a ridiculously more amount of power at this point. It was 600 before, and now it's like 2,000-ish. It's just mental, if I'm being honest with you. So, oh, I'm starting to take damage from it. That's fine. It's not very much. That's not doing damage anymore. Okay, that goes in, and that's good. Cool. Reactor is on, producing 2590. Can I get it any higher? Not really. Even if I turn it off, it won't cool down, which is another nice advantage, but the heat vents obviously should repair themselves. Do it. Yeah, there we go. So I can get it a bit higher than that, probably. There we go, 84.65, that was close. But, as we can see, we now have a stable reactor. It does do damage to me occasionally, but it's producing a ridiculous amount of power. If we now go up to the top, we should see, well, in fact, this should be charging up now. It is. This is being powered. If we now go upstairs, we should see that this is filling up like crazy. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. So we'll run high voltage along all the way here, ideally. And then we will set all the other stuff. So I want to set up a terminal here, which I'm in fact going to plug in. Not. Yeah, it works fine. Powers itself long enough to stay on. I'm actually going to put this here, I think. Pop the torch on top of it, and then plug a terminal in the front there. So this is how I'm going to access the system for now. We'll have one upstairs as well, I think, at the end, because I don't want to come down here every time I want to do things. In theory, I shouldn't be able to hear the reactor from upstairs. It's my ideal scenario, because it's very loud at the old base. I cannot hear it from up here, which is awesome. Great, so let's begin on the next step, which is... Right, the episode's pretty much already over, so next time we're going to move our machines over, and we will start, and I'll set up a bunch of these logic. I'll make all the logic circuits because I need to set up a subnetwork for the storage of our items, and that's going to be quite important. But we've done quite a bit this episode. We set up the new A system. We have a ridiculous amount of power now from these MOX cells. These are pretty cool because when they deplete, they give you your depleted MOX, right? And this gives you all your plutonium back. So you're basically just spending the uranium-238, which is the more common type of uranium that you have, to produce power. So in order to get more power, you're using the more common type of uranium. They do last half as long, which is also a good thing because it means you produce plutonium faster. So by the time I have 2 reactors set up, we'll be pretty much good to go. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next time moving stuff over. See you guys next time. Goodbye.